welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name's Kee. We are live yet again for the England versus Netherlands game for the UEFA Women's Euros 2025, England against the Netherlands. Very important game for England. Got to bounce back from that France game. Massive game. And really looking forward to this one. It kicks off in about 15 minutes. We'll be going through it. It's live on... is it ITV? Is it IT? It's BBC One. It's BBC One. It's live on BBC One. So you can watch it on BBC One if you're watching along with us. I'm just trying to see if indeed... Yeah, no, it's just showing Lucy Bronze there warming up. Yeah, so England, we'll go through the lineups and everything shortly, by the way. We'll go through all that. I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your questions. I want to get your predictions for this one. It's obviously a very big game. Very important game. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing how the Lionesses get on today. With that said, right, how can I... Where's it going here? Come on, I want to try and get... Oh, that's why. Trying to get on the old live stream. Right, yes, before we get stuck in, I do just want to say, obviously, a big thank you, a massive thank you to our sponsors on this channel, Match Bingo. If you haven't yet downloaded the Match Bingo app on your phone, please go and do so. They are supporting the channel and our growth going forward. Go and support them. Go show them a little bit of love as well. Otherwise, well, they won't support us anymore, will they? They want to get your support. Go and check them out. They're a great bunch of guys over there. They're helping the channel grow, and it's a cool app, man. It really is. It's a cool app. It's very different to traditional betting apps. It's not just, throw a quid on how many corners in the game or whatever. It's not great. You can win up to 250 quid per game, per bingo card on Match Bingo. It's a couple of quid. If you deposit £5, if you download the app and you deposit £5, you get £10 free. Cannot say fairer than that. And yeah, you download a bingo card to your phone, you pick a bingo card, and it will have things like corner to the Netherlands, free kick to England, shot on target for the Netherlands, throw in the second half. It'll be things like that. And you get prizes for a line, prizes for two lines, prizes for a full house, up to 250 quid to be won every single game. And they've paid out nearly £250,000 quid to over 10,000 players across the UK, and it's growing incredibly quickly. They are growing so fast for the new season ahead. And that's one of the reasons they've chosen to sponsor Premier League Dad. So a massive thank you to them for continuing to sponsor us, and a massive thank you to you for downloading them. Ben, Jesus Key, sound like you've got some serious man flu. Do I really? Am I sounding all nasally, all bunged up? I am, to be fair. I am all nasally and bunged up. I apologise. I'm not actually that bad sniffly anymore. I've taken everything I can pretty much take, to be honest. But I have been bad. Yeah, I have been bad the last sort of 24 hours or so. Maybe the last 48, actually. It's been a rough couple of days, mate. Yeah, it has. It's been very rough. Kieran, how's it going? Pure Loyalist, good to see you, man. How's it going? Yeah. Right, hang on a second. Yo, how's it going, Jar? How's it going? Lucy Bronze's 24th consecutive start in major tournaments for England. Russo starts as well. Beth Mead, I think, just dropped out. Yeah, we'll go through the lineup shortly. But yeah, apparently Mead is dropped. Don't know why, but Chloe Kelly's in. John, what's your score prediction for Madrid? Well, we're not going to be watching Madrid. My score prediction is Madrid to win 2-1. Yeah, I think Madrid are just a little bit fresher than PSG, and I think that's going to tell. It's not necessarily anything to do with the quality of the teams, because I think PSG are probably a better team than Real Madrid right now, but Real Madrid, I would say, are fresher. Yeah, they're fresher. So, for me, I would be going for for Real Madrid 2-1. But we're not watching that tonight. We're not doing that one. We're doing Shelbourne against Linfield in the UEFA Champions League. A proper game. An absolutely massive game. Millie Bright. What's what she said? Heard about what Millie Bright has said? No, I've not heard what Millie Bright has said, Ben. What she said? Let me Google what she said. Oh, she's there's more than just England under consideration when it came to her decision to not participate in the European Championships this summer. There's me being able to walk down the stairs after I've played 90 minutes of football. There's me in the future when I have children being able to walk properly, being able to bend down and pick up toys. There's me being able to do normal things like put on socks without being in pain. And for the first time in a long time, I genuinely didn't think about the response of the public because that just wasn't a priority. For the first time in a long time, I'm not thinking about anyone else. I'm actually thinking about myself. And to be honest, it sounds savage. I wasn't really bothered how the public would react. When you're in the spotlight, you make decisions that are the best for the people around you. And in this situation, it was a decision purely based on what's best for Millie, what's best for my mind, my mental health, and for my knee. I needed to get that surgery, and I have to think about my longevity too. I have to think about competing next season for Chelsea. Fair enough. I quite dig that, I quite like that. People prioritising their own health and whatever. I like it, yeah. What she said on a podcast with another ex-female footy player. Is that what you're talking about? Her saying that basically she didn't play for England because of her knee and not wanting to... Oh, basically said Wiegman needs to know when to change a game and that Emma Hayes would have changed it. Wow. I mean, that might be baked in a little bit, like some sort of a... I guess, if you're sat on the bench or whatever, you're not getting as much. None of that, what was said, I'm on about what she said on a podcast. Well, the only breaking news has been that in the last couple of days with Millie Bright. I've just googled Millie Bright and all that came up was her choosing not to play for England for her mental health. That's why she's not in the England squad. But you're saying that she's had a pop at Serena Wiegman and basically said that Emma Hayes was better at in-game management, effectively. Okay, interesting. See, I don't know, mate. For me, maybe that is a little bit baked in, maybe a little bit of bitterness and the fact that maybe Serena Wiegman didn't rate her as highly. I don't know. It just seems a little bit odd to say that, I guess. That guy Jack Key, I have a rare autographed Diogo Jota card from 23-24. Should I frame or sell? Totally your call, mate. I mean, to be honest, I don't really prioritise on them. Well, not that I don't prioritise, but I don't have too many signed stuff and memorabilia like that, I guess. So yeah, no, I don't really do all that. But that if you do and you enjoy that, keep it. Yeah, keep it. User 9544, Manchester United. Christopher Dinney, how's it going? Good to see you. Chris Headley, will Palace get shafted and not get the European spot they won? They have been shafted. Crystal Palace have been told that they are not in the Europa League. They're not in the Europa League. Lyon have been... their appeal has been successful. It was confirmed a short while ago, little under an hour ago. Crystal Palace are not in the Europa League. That is confirmed. They are probably going to be in the Europa Conference League. There was maybe a concern there might be a conflict of interest with Crystal Palace and Brøndby. That isn't going to happen now. Now it's fine. They will be in the Conference League, but they're not going to be in the Europa League, which is very, very disappointing for Palace, isn't it? Very, very disappointing given, obviously, they won the FA Cup, and I'm sure they would have liked to see them get in there. But, yeah, shame. Very, very sad to hear, but that's what's gone. Ben actually name-dropped Emma Hayes on a podcast and said she would have changed it. Sounds like her and Wiegman have had problems. Ben, it's a bloody disgrace what's happened to Palace. Seeing them in the Europa League would have been great. I mean, they're still going to be in the Conference League. I still think they'll do all right, but yeah, mad. I am Cruz. Who is the best option for Manchester United to sign? Seeing Vlahovic touted, but he's always injured. Vlahovic, I really like. I think there's a player in there, but obviously there is massive concerns about his fitness, so I just really don't know what's going to happen with Vlahovic. Chris Headley, we've done that one. Gaza, are you going to be doing Real Madrid PSG later? No, mate, I'm not. For what it's worth, if you ever do want to go and check out the schedule in terms of what games I'm doing, I've literally got like the next 2-3 weeks scheduled out on YouTube, so you can see all the games that I'm watching, every single game that I'm doing ahead of time. Obviously, some things will change in advance. Obviously, if things get cancelled or moved, or if another game becomes a priority. Obviously, we don't know what the women's quarterfinals, semis, final looks like. We'll be doing all of them. So I'm still going to be doing all those, but you can see pretty much all the games that I'm doing. But Real Madrid and PSG, we are not doing. No, we are doing the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League. We're going to be doing that tonight, live. Shelbourne against Linfield, Republic of Ireland team against Northern Ireland team, League of Ireland against NIFL. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. It's basically a derby. Shelbourne against Linfield. It's going to be good fun. Champions League, first round qualifier, tonight, 8 PM. We'll be live for that one. That's the one I'm watching. I'm not watching that guff, that Club World Cup nonsense. I'm not watching that. It's like... Dave Edwards, good to see you, Dave. How's it going? Adam, who do you think will win the Prem this season? Liverpool. Yeah, still can't see past Liverpool. Callum, it's good to see our games going ahead. Yes, the Preston game is going ahead now. That is a result, isn't it? Obviously, it was weighed up, wasn't it? You know, what was right for the players, and I think that is the right thing. To be honest, that is the right thing. I've got to give him credit. Thoughts on Bristol Rovers signings so far? We had someone else come in and ask that the other day. I mean, I don't know if there's been anything new since, but the last I heard, there was Josh McEachran had come in from Oxford, which was, I guess, not a bad signing. Alfie Kilgore as well was another one from Mansfield I remember talking about. There's been a few decent signings, but not many others as far as I'm aware of. But Josh McEachran, obviously the standout one. I am Crute. Can we time out Adam? He's constantly spamming. I've not seen him. Gazan88, what is your name on YouTube? Right up there, mate. You can see it. Premier League Dad. That's my channel. It's the same on every single channel. But on YouTube, yeah, if you go and check it out, Premier League Dad, I'm live on there right now. It's a slightly different look on YouTube as well. Obviously, you get a better camera angle. You get a scoreboard. You get a clock. It looks a bit better. It looks a bit nicer. You get a professional mic, so it sounds a bit better as well. Most people start on TikTok and gravitate over to YouTube. I am Crute. I get paid the day before Liverpool kits for next season go live. Definitely getting Jota 20. Dave Edwards, who do you think is going to get relegated from the Premiership? At this point, Burnley, Leeds and Everton. Burnley, Leeds and Everton are my three. Yeah. Brentford, West Ham, obviously Sunderland, but Burnley, Leeds and Everton I think are the three. I am Crute. Is there no compromise where both Palace and Lyon can play in the Europa now Texter has sold up? No. Apparently the deadline for that has long since passed and UEFA will not even entertain it. UEFA are adamant that there will be no compromise on that front. It absolutely has to be Lyon or Palace in the Europa League, and evidently they've chosen who that is. It's going to be Palace. Oh, sorry, it's going to be Lyon. Gaza88, what is your name on YouTube? Right there, mate. You can see it. Literally right above my head. Right there, buddy. J-Star Trading, they're not Man City. Dave Edwards, where do you think Rashford is going? Rashford, I think, probably ends up at Barca. Yeah, probably at Barca. So what will they do if Palace win the Conference League and Lyon get into the Europa again? Well, it won't matter then because Textor will officially be out of the club. But the deadline for Textor to be out of the club has long since passed. So that passed a long time ago. So it can't work this year, but next year it would be fine. Kudos to Spurs, agreed. Ornstein just broke it. Nice. I mean, I think that was always going to happen, and that's great news for Spurs. I think that strongly, to me at least, suggests that Spurs are going to be one to watch next season. I think they could be one of the most improved teams next season. I really, really do. I think they're a really, really good side, Spurs. J-Star Trading, City's new chant should be, we're Man City, we do what we want. Well, Medema up front, Vivian Medema, the danger, you've got to say, for England. Huge threat up top. Robert Anthony, Arsenal confirmed Noni bid for 50 million. Wrong signing, if you ask me. No kidding. Honestly, Madueke is going to be an absolutely appalling signing for Arsenal. Absolutely appalling. Anthony Elanga, NUFC. Here we go. Madueke for 55 million is mental. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's really not good. Daniel, what channel is the game on? 1 second, hang on. I've got to catch up with everything. Ben, the Europa is a good, respectful level. It is, yeah. Kieran, why do I think Chelsea had the most easy games, but still don't think they'll win the World Cup? They won't. They won't win the Club World Cup. B. McCarran, yo, what's up? Good to see you. How's it going, mate? Ball into the box of England straight away. They're on the attack. Daniel, what channel is the game on? It's on BBC One, Daniel. Callum, choosing that game over watching Trent get walloped for 90 minutes. You absolute wobbler. England chance. Oh, no, it's offside. B. McCarran, slightly happy because Palace are our bogey team. Daniel, has your opinion changed on Jota? Do you think the report should have been made public? Has my opinion changed on Jota? In what sense? Dave Edwards, just found you on YouTube. Cheers, man. Chimey, hey, Al, good to see you. Daniel, it's not a good summer for Liverpool with Trent and Taylor leaving for free. Taylor? Don't know who that is. Dave, I'm following YouTube as well. Cheers, Dave. Good man. Noel, PSG will win the Club World Cup. I think Real Madrid knocked PSG out. Yeah, I think Real Madrid knocked PSG out. Arsenal missing a key star player. Not one killer in the whole squad. He's on about Taylor Hines, I think. Is that in the LFC Women? Taylor Hines. Arctic Darks, yo, how's it going? Good to see you. I don't know who Taylor Hines is. If it's LFC Women, I don't follow women's football. Full stop. I was very... I have no idea whatsoever about women's football coming into this tournament. So this has been an education for me. So this is why throwing curveballs like Taylor Hines, I have no idea. I am an embarrassment when it comes to women's football. Well, especially at club level anyway. Especially at club level. I have educated myself somewhat at international level, having watched this tournament. But yeah, at club level, I am an embarrassment as far as I'm concerned. Dave, where do you think that Wolves will finish in the league? Maybe 13th, 14th, maybe 15th. Lower bottom half. I mean, look, you've signed Strand Larsen. I think that's a very, very good signing. But I've got to say, I'm a little bit concerned. Obviously, you've lost Cunha, you've lost Ait Nouri. You know, there's still a little bit of work to do for Wolves. Some big players getting, out of the team there. And as much as I like Pereira, I think you're going to need to do some work. Arctic Darks, I have zero hope with this team with how bad we did last game. Well, they've started quite well, England, I've got to say. Lauren James at the back stick there, getting ahead on it, but just couldn't quite get it on target. England have definitely started the brighter in the opening 3 minutes here. Ball whipped over to the far side. Lauren James got ahead on it, just wide. But, yeah, not bad at all. Kieran, what do you think of the disallowed goal for England in the last game? Looks like we were robbed. No, we weren't robbed. We weren't robbed. They just showed the offside from the wrong point. When the ball was played in, I think it was Russo, wasn't it? She touched it. She was definitely offside. There was no question. She was quite comfortably offside. They just showed the offside from the wrong point. Bobby Stern, have you been following the tennis at all? I haven't, Bobby. No, not really my thing, to be honest. I'll watch the tennis, usually at like the semi and the final stage. That's really when I'll get maybe a bit more interested. But generally speaking, probably I don't really watch it all that much. One sec, let me catch up. Ollie, yes, Key, how's it going, Bush? Good to see you, man. Reese, how do you think Tanaka will do in the Prem? I don't think... Oh, Netherlands are in. Oh, very, very, very lucky for England there. Medema should have got better. She should have done better there. Daniel, the accident report states Jota was way in excess of the speed limits. Ben, I've got Netherlands, women, PSG, Viking, and Ludogorets in a fourfold. Kieran, no, I agree with you. Just wanted a point on it. Oh, right, no, I was going to say, well, then, yeah, for me, I don't think we got robbed. I think it was the right decision. And England didn't play all that well against France, full stop. But, yeah, just coming back to the Jota thing, I mean, the fact that he was, as you say, way in excess of the speed limit, no, that doesn't change my opinion on him at all. Whichever way you want to dress it up, it's still a tragic accident, and yeah, doesn't change anything as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there's not really a lot else to say. It's very sad. The guy, and look, irrespective of how fast he was going, and as far as I'm aware, there's no clarification on exactly what that looked like, but a tyre blew out. The guy was very, very unfortunate, irrespective of how the manner of his driving may or may not have been on the night. And yeah, whichever way you dress it up, it's sad. It's very, very sad. Still a wife without a husband and kids without a dad. Very, very sad. Daniel, what have you made of the Euros? Pleasantly surprised, I've got to say. Pleasantly surprised with the women's Euros. Yeah, it's been all right, hasn't it? I've been probably, yeah, surprised at the quality. I've got to be honest. Like I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a dinosaur. But I am one of the people that women's football, is seeking to attract. Let's say that. I am absolutely invested in football. I love watching football. I'll watch any type of football. Men's, competitive, non-competitive, whatever. But I've never really shown much of an interest in the women's game. That's nothing to do with because it's women. It's just because I didn't know an awful lot about it. And if I'm honest, there's men's football on all year. That's what I've watched. That's what I know. I don't know anything about the women's game, so it's, I don't know. So I'm not comfortable with change. So I've never really watched it. I've never had cause to watch it. Now, feels like there's cause to watch it. It's broadcast. It's a big tournament. It's on BBC. It's on ITV. It's on terrestrial telly. So yeah, I wouldn't class myself as a dinosaur. Or an old misogynist or anything like that. I've got a wife. I've got a little girl who I'd love nothing more than her to be interested in football. And if she is, I'll be the most ardent, fervent fan, and I'm right there for her. But yeah, for me, I've been encouraged by it. Absolutely. It's good to see the women's game getting lots of investment. It definitely has improved, I'll say that, because when I watched the women's game many, many years ago, it wasn't this good. So again, the investment in the women's game, more coaches, better quality at grassroots level, better infrastructure, all this stuff, which it is going to keep happening. It's going to keep going. There's more investment. It's all fantastic stuff so that girls at a young age can get access to these sorts of resources. And this is what it's about. It's good to have this stuff for your your wives, your daughters, your sisters, whatever. England down the left-hand side. Chance for England here. Must be. Oh, just wide of the far post. Oh, really, really unlucky. Really unlucky. ZQXV, alright Key, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Adam Taylor, how do you think Burnley will do, pal? I think you're going down at this moment in time, yeah. I think the signing of Chowner is probably the only standout, and really, I'm not really all that impressed by it. So I think Burnley are, at this moment in time, going down. Losing Trafford, losing Egan Riley, maybe losing Esteve as well. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Daniel, what's your favourite English stadium outside the Prem? I like Gresty Road. Yeah, Crewe, Gresty Road. Yeah, Reece, how do you think Tanaka will do in the Prem? I just, mate, I don't think he's going to be brilliant. I think he'll do okay at best. Okay at best. Like, I'd be amazed if he does so well another Premier League team is trying to get him in 12 months' time. I don't think he's that good. I think it's far more likely that Leeds go back down and Tanaka goes back down with them and he's a Championship player in 12 months' time. That's my personal opinion anyway. Benz, what do you think about Bournemouth next season? Bournemouth are going to be really struggling, I think, again with no... they've lost 4 of the back 5. Kirkez has gone, Kepa's gone. It looks like Zabanyi's going to go. Hyson's obviously gone. It's a big change for Bournemouth, and I think they're going to struggle to maintain that chase for Europe. So I would imagine it's going to be a little bit more, maybe mid-table, maybe 10th for Bournemouth, I would say. Ollie, Alan, genuine question. Do you do anything outside? A little bit outside, yeah. When I'm allowed out. When the wife undoes the shackles, yeah. Very occasionally. Taylor H, how many games do you watch a day? 2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3 usually. Depends what day of the week it is. Valente, where do you think Osimhen will end up? It's looking like Galatasaray, isn't it? Yeah, it's looking like Galatasaray. Reece, 50 million opening bid for Madueke is absolutely horrendous business from Arsenal, and you just know he's going to go, isn't he? You just know he's going to go. I am Crute. Have you managed to improve the Trump or Gru impressions from last week? I haven't invested enough time in it, Crute. No, I've not. United forever. How's it going? Good to see you, mate. 1 second. Let me catch up with the old YouTube. 3-star Reds. Forest edging closer to Europa League and more than likely Brighton to get European football in the conference after this afternoon's breaking news. Still plenty of appeals to get through, though. To be honest, Lyon's almost certain. Lyon's has succeeded now, so I don't think Palace's appeal will get anywhere close to stopping that happening now. At some point, for the sake of the tournament being able to progress, they're just gonna struggle. They're really gonna struggle. Honestly, it's going to be very, very difficult for Crystal Palace to get anything other than Conference League at this point, which is very sad. Ben, 1 second, sorry. Daniel, since you're new to women's football, you can pick a team. I recommend Arsenal. They're the best team and just won the Champions League. There's absolutely no way in this world I'm supporting Arsenal. I would obviously stick with Liverpool. They would be my team if I do follow women's club football, but I'll level with you. I'll level with you guys. I ain't watching women's club football. I have absolutely zero time in the calendar for women's club football at this moment in time. We're watching this because it's the summer and there's very little other competitive men's football on. And it's really enjoyable. It has been a surprise. However, in terms of the channel going to be 50-50 men's football, 50-50... It's not happening. It's not happening. I know I am comfortable with the men's game. I know the men's game inside out. I've studied it for many years. That's where I'm happiest, right? I don't want to go to a place where I don't really know who any of the managers, the coaches, the clubs, I don't know who's good, I don't know who's bad. I have no idea. It's a new world to me. So I'm keen to explore, but very, very tentatively. Ben, I hate the perspective that any man who has zero interest in the women's game is a dinosaur. You just might not like bang average football. I don't know about that, mate. It's not bang average football. It's just different. Like I say, it's just different. Men invariably are maybe a little bit more. The ball moves a little bit quicker. That's what I seem to have noticed so far. The ball moves a touch quicker. Players are maybe a touch more physical. I know you've just said there, Tony, I like women's football because it's more physical. And there has been a lot of physicality in this tournament. Players kicking lumps out of each other, to be honest. That's been another pleasantry that I didn't maybe expect to see. I didn't expect it to be like, prancing around. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's been a lot more aggressive than I really gave it credit for. I didn't think it would be that bad. There's been tackles flying in. It's been really quite strong at times. And the refs have been incredibly, I don't know, letting it go a lot of the tackles. It's been a bit mad. But yeah, no, like I say, I wouldn't consider myself a dinosaur. I am absolutely someone that supports the women's game and I want to see more investment in it. I just don't know an awful lot about it. So, and I've held my hands up to it. I'm not professing to be anything that I'm not. Bobby, kudos confirmed for Spurs opinion. I like it. Yeah, very good move. Daniel, do you think Palace play in the Europa League next season? No, they don't, Daniel. No, they don't. That's been confirmed now. Palace do not play in the Europa League. Palace are playing in the Conference League. Forest have been upgraded from the Conference League to the Europa League. So, if nothing else, today's news has been a massive success for Lyon and for Nottingham Forest. Very sad, I would say. Maybe sad for football, but yeah, Forest have won. Daniel, Chelsea rejected Arsenal's bid and are holding out for more. Sweet Lord. Arsenal released season tickets for the women's team for all games to be at the Emirates Stadium for the first time. It's going to take a lot out on the pitch, that, isn't it? Women's game and the men's game being played at the same time. Groundsman's going to get a bonus. Definitely. Groundsman's definitely getting a bonus. Bence, which team will be the next to play in the Premier League that has never appeared there before? Probably Millwall, Millwall, I would imagine. 3-star Reds, even Tolga does not have any stats or pointers to give on the women's Euros. Well, yeah, there's that. Daniel, there's less rolling around on the floor in the women's game, so you probably like it because I know you don't like Neymar. Kieran, Ipswich rumoured for Cedric Kipra from Ream on loan, an obligation to buy for 4.5. Kipra's a shocking player. I remember him at Wigan. He is a shocking player. He's not Championship. He's certainly not Premiership, so I wouldn't have him at Ipswich. I think that's a poor signing. United forever. Lyon have appealed. What does this mean for the season? They've appealed and they've been successful in their appeal. You do know they've been successful in their appeal. Lyon are now not in Ligue 2. They are in Ligue 1. Which means that Palace are now relegated from the Europa League into the Conference League. Nottingham Forest have gone from the Conference League into the Europa League. They've got a promotion in tournaments without doing a single thing. Robert, Kudus confirmed for Spurs. Opinions, fantastic. Yeah, fabulous player, Kudus. Kudus, Kulusevski, and if they can get... I mean, Solanke's a good centre-forward, but a front three of Kudus and Kulusevski, that's going to be incredible to watch next season. I am Crew. Do you think Diaz is gone? Yes, I do think Diaz is gone, and I think probably fairly so as well. The guy's on 55k a week. He's on 55k a week, Diaz. He needs to go. Liverpool aren't going to give him a contract extension. Maybe we do. Maybe we do give him a contract extension, but I can't see it. I can't see him getting... That's basically what he's saying to Liverpool, isn't it? He's literally saying, listen, lads, I'm on 55k a week. Either give me 100, 150k, or sell me so I can go and get 200, 250, maybe even 300 in other parts of the world. Because they're ready to pay it for him, aren't they? He's on an absolute pittance in terms of a top wide player in world football. So I can understand why he wants to go, and I can understand why Liverpool don't want to sell him, because he's incredible. And he's got 2 years left on his contract, so I don't think he's going anywhere unless they pay a big fee. Reese, aren't Liverpool well known for not paying players a lot? Liverpool are well known for paying low basic wages, yes, but we pay amongst the highest, if not the highest, in bonuses. So when Liverpool have won things, we have paid out an absolutely ridiculous amount in bonuses, like an extortionate amount, so that all the players feel like massively rewarded. But yeah, their basic salary is not anywhere really comparable to... That's why if you look at like the top 10 Premier League earners, so Salah's there now and Van Dijk are there now, but only because of the contract situation from last year. But Salah and Van Dijk, historically, Liverpool have never really had anyone in the top 10 earners in the Premier League. For a very long time, it's been dominated by City, United, Chelsea, even Arsenal recently, not Liverpool. Howard, thoughts on Tottenham getting Wissa, meaning United don't get Mbermo. Do you think that might happen? I don't think so. I'd like to see Tottenham get Wissa. Good player, Johan Wissa. Be intrigued to see what Brentford do if they end up selling Wissa and Mbermo. Jesus Christ. Reece, some of the English defence don't mess about, especially Lucy Bronze. She's brutal. I was going to say, mate, honestly, there have been some tackles in this tournament. That game the other night that we watched, was it Italy against Portugal, that one? Absolutely, the women's game, they're kicking lumps out of each other. Italy and Portugal, they were absolutely brutal. They were booting each other all game. It was great to see. It was entertaining, if nothing else. United forever. It's unfortunate for Palace. I would have liked to see them in the Europa. Yeah, I would have liked to see them in the Europa too. It feels unjust, doesn't it? It feels like a real... Yeah, it doesn't feel fair to me, that. Doesn't feel fair. I am Crute. Thoughts on the rumours that Diaz went to a party instead of Jota's funeral? Again, doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me, mate. Diaz is his own man, and plenty of players didn't go to Jota's funeral, by the way. Salah didn't go, Alisson didn't go, lots and lots of players didn't go, and I don't think it means anything disrespectful. The other players have got prior commitments, and I think everyone commented, by the way, didn't they, on how quick... Oh my God, what a goal by Lauren James! It's 1-0 to England. She's cut it on her left foot and smashed it in the top corner. It's an absolute screamer on her left foot. It's an absolute screamer. An absolute screamer from Lauren James. There you go, 1-0 England. The Lionesses are back in charge. Oh, maybe an offside. I don't think so. I think she was all right there, you know. I think Russo was onside. She looks like she's onside. She picks the ball up, runs into the channel, pulls it back to James on the edge of the area. Little cut inside. You're not getting offside for that. That's fine. That's 1-0. That's 1-0 to England. Yes. Great finish. Keeper nowhere near it. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And the number 7, Lauren James, doing bits. Why are you VARing it? Why are you VARing it? You don't need to VAR it. Come on, get on with it. It's 1-0. 1-0 to England. Yeah, Diaz and Jota. Honestly, Diaz not going to the funeral doesn't make me think anything at all of it. I think it's a storm in a teacup. Yeah, Salah didn't go, Alisson didn't go. Jota was literally alive and walking round on Wednesday night, and he was buried. Or he was having his funeral on Saturday. So within 48 to 72 hours, it's all happened incredibly quickly. With the best will in the world, you can't really get back from Colombia and whatever and all over the world. You can't really do it at short notice if you've got plans and commitments going on. It's very, very difficult to do so, and it sometimes isn't the right thing as well. So, yeah, I don't hold that against him whatsoever. Jay, when is the game starting? The game's on, mate. Game's on. England 1, Netherlands 0. Flying. Taylor, are you watching Cardiff at 6? Nope. At 7:45. Oh, 7:30. We're watching Shelbourne against Linfield in the Champions League. The Champions League is back. The Champions League is back tonight. Well, it was back last night. We watched the Champions League last night, but there's a Champions League game on tonight. Shelbourne against Linfield. Northern Ireland against Republic of Ireland. The League of Ireland against the NIFL. Love it. Can't wait for it. Howard, Kudus and Ilanga for the same amount. Who's got the better deal? I think Kudus is the better player. I think Kudus is a better player than Ilanga, yeah. Kudus, for me, could be world-class. I don't think Ilanga will ever be world-class, but I think he's a very, very efficient player. Like, Ilanga will get a lot of assists. He'll get a lot of... He'll contribute a lot of numbers. He'll do all right for Newcastle next season, but I don't think for 1 second that he's ever really going to be like a... Like, I don't think in a few years' time, in a few years' time that you'll see Ilanga move into a Premier League or a Champions League winning side. You know, I don't think he goes any higher than Newcastle. I think that's his level now. Reese, I wonder what Vert is on. I bet his bonuses are obscene. He's on 195. Yeah, 195 per week. 195 grand a week is what Florian Wirtz is on, which is still pretty modest, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot. We'd all kill for it, but it's pretty modest. Wilco, Sunderland are going to finish above United this year. The way they're going, yeah. David, Gelashvili, today's big match. Kvaratskhelia, this is the day. I'm not watching it. Reese, Lauren James is the better footballer of the James siblings. Don't disagree with that. Netherlands coming forward. Over the bar. Miko Murphy, fair play to you for supporting Irish League football. Well, I'm not really supporting Irish League football, I've got to say, Mick. That's not the reason I'm watching it. I'm watching it because it's Champions League. If it wasn't Champions League, I probably wouldn't be watching it, to be fair, mate. I'd probably be watching something else. Thanks for sharing, Reese. Thank you for sharing the live. Massive, massive thank you for those that have. Yeah, big thanks. Yours, Samuel Diaz, has no release clause. Nope. No release clause whatsoever. Your Samuel, just 55k. Yeah, just 55k a week. That's all. That is all Diaz is on. 55k a week. He's on less than most of the Bournemouth squad. Ben, problem with letting Luis Diaz go is that we then need to bring 3 forwards in. Yeah, and yeah, it's. I do think that happens. We might even bring more than that in, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Obviously, we've got Diaz, Nunes, Chiesa probably goes. Obviously, the Jota tragedy. So, you know, we're down 3 or 4 wonderful players. And yeah, I do think there's a good chance that we go out and sign 3 or 4 back. 3-star Reds read today that James McAtee is available for 25 to 50 million. Forest linked with him in the past. Forest need to move on to this McAtee. Gibbs, White and Anderson, good options in that area. Yeah, I'm not sure McAtee's a signing for Forest. Everton being linked with him as well. Emiliano, how's it going? Good to see you, Emiliano. Guten Tag. Should Bayern sign a backup player for Musiala? I think you have to. He's out for like 5 months, mate. You know, you're going to need someone between now and January. You're definitely going to need a player in that position between now and January. You've just left Sané, let Sané go as well. So yeah, you've got to go and sign someone. Absolutely, you do. Ben, if you're not watching it, it's bound to be a classic 4-3 PSG. Well, we didn't watch Spain against Belgium the other night and it finished 6-2. So it's not really all that. I have got a bit of a reputation for missing incredibly good games. So, but then we've had some classics on this channel as well. I don't know what to say to you. We've had some classics as well. I am Crute. One day we're going to have Kee sitting in a field watching 2 pub sides and analysing that. Why not? Let's do it. Actually, I might do it. I might do that, actually. I might do it. We'll do the Bull and Dog against the Millhouse. The Red Lion against the Bowling Green. We'll do them. Joe Merrick, Chelsea or Barcelona? Barcelona. Chelsea are an absolute sham of a club. And Barca's not much better, mind, but yeah, Chelsea are not great. I am Crute. I think Chiesa's been hard done by, to be honest. It's clear he loves the club already, needs more games. When he's had games, though, Chiesa has not been anywhere good enough. That's the problem. That has been the problem for Chiesa. He's just not been good enough when he has played. And it's a problem. Yeah, it's an issue. It's a real problem. Daniel, what do you think of Sunderland's signings? What do I think of Sunderland's signings? Impressive, very impressive. If you get Cresswell, what a signing Cresswell will be. Diarra's been great, or I think he could be great. I'm really intrigued by how Sunderland do, because it really could be. I honestly think they could be bottom or they could be mid-table. Whereas Burnley and Leeds, I don't see that. Burnley and Leeds is going to be a lot more nuanced. I think Burnley and Leeds is either 17th or 18th, whereas Sunderland, I think they could have an incredible season, and then the year after, loads of teams are targeting players like Mayenda and Rigg and Ballard, those sorts of players. Plus the keeper as well. The Sunderland keeper's another one to look at. He might be one that Everton look at as a immediate successor to Jordan Pickford. Michael, Kieran, how is it that Chelsea can sign Pedro from Brighton well after the Club World Cup started, yet he is allowed to take part in the competition? I thought players had to sign beforehand. No, there was 2 registration periods, Michael. Yeah, 2 registration periods, so they've been able to do it all within the terms outlined to every other club. They've not had special dispensation or anything. They've just done it standard, yeah. Emiliano, who would be a good player for Bayern? Because when Musiala is back, the other player would have to go on the bench. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Musiala can play across the front 3, can't he? You've got Elise there. You've got Musiala. If you've got maybe someone like Luis Diaz, you've got players there. Diaz can play central. He can play left. Musiala can play central. He can play left. He can play right. And Elise can play right, he can play central. So you've got 3 players there who could all sort of mix and match and have that more of a dynamic front 3. The same way that PSG do. The same way that Liverpool often do. Daniel, I hope Sunderland get relegated because I don't like the old badge they have on the kit. I like Sunderland's new away kit. Sunderland's away kit is quality. Your Samuel, are Chelsea really good? I haven't watched them, but they've somehow made it to the final. They've just played a lot of crap teams, to be honest, Chelsea. A couple of good goals yesterday from João Pedro, but they're playing Brazilian sides. They're not playing top teams. They're playing dross for the most part. I am Crute. Is Petrovic going to Sunderland or Bournemouth? I've seen him touted at both. Chelsea fans want Petrovic to stay. Yeah, Chelsea fans want him to stay. That wouldn't be a bad shout, Someone like Harvey Elliott or Garnacho to Bayern Munich, maybe. Emiliano, what do you think about that? Harvey Elliott to Bayern could work. Right, it's a corner to England here. LUFC Freddie, Patterson is washed. You'd take him over Meslier though, wouldn't you? You'd definitely take him over Meslier. Easily. Garnacho to Bayern, that's intriguing. That's very intriguing. Right, England with a corner, left-footed, swinging in. Keeper claims. That's another thing I've been pleasantly impressed by, pleasantly surprised by, is how well the keepers have done in this tournament. There's not been too many where I've looked at and gone, and that's kind of, if I'm really honest, that's been one of my biggest gripes with the women's game, is if when I've seen in previous years, even whether it's been club level, international level, doesn't matter, the quality of the keepers has always been really questionable. And that's not been the case in this tournament. Keepers have made some incredible saves, and they've been really good off set pieces as well. There's not been too many goals I've seen in this tournament, and we've watched most, if not all. I've not watched all the group games, but I've watched most of them. There's not been too many goals where I've looked at the keeper and gone, questionable. She won't want to see that back. Daniel, who do you want to see Liverpool sign in the window? Isak. I want to see us go after Isak. I'd quite like us to sign maybe another wide player, someone like Fofana would be nice, or maybe an Anthony Gordon if Diaz goes. And I'd like us to get another centre forward in, maybe Isak and then someone maybe a touch younger. Trying to think who I wouldn't mind, to be honest. There's quite a lot of good, talented, young centre forwards that we've watched across Europe this season. Honestly, you can't go. See, this is the thing with Liverpool. You can't go too junior, but you can't go and get a player who expects to start every game. But you want a player who can compete immediately and challenge, like an Alexander Isak. Like in an ideal world, Liverpool would go and get Isak and Moise Kean. I'd like that sort of a front line. Or maybe someone like Isak and Ekitike. Maybe we got both of them in an ideal world. Isak and Ekitike, because Ekitike can play out wide left. Maybe that works. I don't know. Maybe I'm in dreamland. I am Crute. How do Bayern fans feel about Rashford? Well, let's ask Emiliano. How would you feel about Rashford? Emiliano's a Bochum fan. He's a VfL Bochum fan, but as a Bundesliga fan, Emiliano, what would you think about Rashford to Bayern? See, I think that would make a little bit of sense as well. We think Rashford to Barca seems on, but Rashford to Bayern could work. Yeah, maybe. Obviously, he'd be working with Vincent Kompany. Oh, very nearly 2. Pooh! Great ball in from the right-hand side, and it was a lovely little diving header. Just lands on the roof of the net. Oh, unlucky. Nearly 2-0 England. Blaze 2368, Sunderland fan, loving our signings. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Really good start from Sunderland. Really, really good. Alan Taylor, Isak's going to cost a fortune. I think we can get him for about 120. I think we could get him for about 120 if he pushes, which I expect he will do before the end of the summer. About 120. Liverpool get Isak. 120, 140. Somewhere in that region. But it's doable. Pink Pineapple 2004. Thoughts on Arsenal? Still not really concerned with Arsenal if they end up getting Gyökeres. And they've got Zubamendi. Zubamendi's, finished 12th last year with Sociedad. That's not fantastic. And he's not really a game changer, I don't think, Zubamendi. Especially given how different he is to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, in terms of energy and physicality, he's a completely different animal to Zubamendi. I'm on and off the pitch, evidently, but in terms of on the pitch, like physically, he's just an absolute monster, isn't he? He's an absolute monster. He's so quick. He's so strong. Not many people are able to win that 1v1 battle with Thomas Partey. Whereas I think Zubamendi, they'll maybe be a bit more encouraged by that. And Zubamendi's got other abilities, other skills and talents, and I'm not saying that's going to be it's not going to change it. Well, it's not going to make Arsenal worse, but I also don't think it massively improves them, and that's one of the things you look for in a £60 million signing. Madueke, I think, really does not improve them. I think he maybe even makes them worse. And Gyökeres, again, I think Gyökeres is a... As far as a game-changing signing goes, that's probably one of the worst that Arsenal could have picked. Yeah, it's probably one of the worst that Arsenal could have picked. Ashton, Rashford would tear that league up, similar to Sancho. Dylan, how's it going, Dylan? Good to see you. Alan Taylor, Rashford wouldn't get in ahead of Coman. I think he's a better centre forward than... He's a better player than Coman, I think. Mugisha, how's it going, Mugisha? Good to see you. Be yourself, Dylan. Eze might go to Arsenal. Tottenham want him to. See, that's it. No, see, I think, honestly, if they'd have signed Eze over Madueke, I'd have been a bit more concerned. If they'd have signed Rodrigo over Madueke, I'd have been a bit more concerned. Well, I've been a lot more concerned. If they'd have gone and got Sesko over Gyökeres, I'd have been a bit more concerned. These are signings that would have improved Arsenal. I just don't think that Gyökeres... and Madueke fall into that bracket. And it's not just me, by the way. Arsenal fans are incredibly underwhelmed by it as well. Plus, there's obviously this, the whole Wanyery contract situation. Evidently he didn't really get an awful lot of a backing from Mikel Arteta towards the end of last season. It's looking more and more likely that maybe Arsenal might not be able to keep hold of him. Alan Taylor, Gyökeres is going to flop in my opinion. Yours and mine both, Alan. Yours and mine both. Three-star Reds. Chelsea will meet their match against either PSG or Real in the final. Totally agree. Daniel, who do you think, or what do you think of Mbappe photoshopping fans into his Insta post at the Club World Cup? Haven't seen that. News to me. I'm guessing it's his PR team. I don't think he'll have been sat there on Photoshop making it, but maybe his PR team have done it, his marketing team. They've all got big marketing teams behind them, so it's probably just a misjudgment on their part. Daniel, it's gone quiet on the Isak front. For a big player to move at an unfavourable time, you need a player to refuse to attend training and dump their girlfriend like Gyökeres. No, I don't think it has to be that bad. I just think that there has to be, time and place for it to happen, and Newcastle will definitely need to sign a replacement before they let Isak go, and I think that's kind of what we're waiting to see here. There's no way that Isak signs a new contract. He isn't going to sign a new contract at Newcastle, make no mistake about that, and I think eventually it is going to come that they'll make it very clear, we need you to sign this contract, and Isak will just go, listen, I want to go, and that'll be it. And I think that's what happens. I think he pushes for a move. I don't think he necessarily has to drop the whole I won't come to training or anything like that. I think he'll just say, listen, mentally I'm not at the club anymore, and I think it would suit all parties for a move. Liverpool put 120 million down. Newcastle look at it and go, fine, well, we could probably do with this because we're not exactly lavish at the moment with FFP and PSR. We're kind of struggling. We're up against it. 120 million probably suits us down to the ground. But I think they want to do it to manage the fallout from their own fans, because that's going to be the upset that they have to deal with. Their own fans, Newcastle fans, are going to be very upset if Isak leaves without the club looking like it's in a good place to move on in a Champions League era. Daniel, would you rather... Oh, sorry, can you name 2 signings you've liked at Arsenal in recent times? 2 signings I've liked at Arsenal in recent times... I mean, I've liked quite a few signings. I mean, the Declan Rice one was a really good signing. I've liked a number. To be honest, I thought Timber would be a good signing, and he's proved to be. Timber's been brilliant. Declan Rice has been brilliant. I'm just thinking of the players in the current squad. There's loads of Arsenal signings I've liked over the years. But yeah, Timber, Rice. I thought the Gabriel Jesus one would do better, if I'm really honest. I mean, it didn't. I got that one wrong, and obviously Arteta did too. But I thought Gabby Jesus would be a lot better. 3-star Reds off to get a few jobs finished in the garden before settling down for the Shelbourne match. No worries, mate. I'll see you for the Shelbourne match in a bit. I'll be live for that one. Daniel, what star striker would Newcastle sign? Maybe Ekitike. Yeah. Ekitike to Newcastle from Frankfurt. That could work. I don't know. Maybe Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal. Honestly, there's signings like that I'm sure the signings that Newcastle could go and get relatively cheap that would make them a stronger team. Absolutely there is. Dale, hello matey, good to see you Dale, how's it going? I am Crute. If I was Wanyeri and saw Ben White come on for me against PSG when we're losing, I'd be off, absolutely. Alan Taylor, Premier League defences are a different breed compared to Portugal. Very true, very, very true. Romano just said Newcastle are monitoring Ekitike. Would they need him if Isak stayed? No, they wouldn't. And that's it. This is it. All this stuff is pointing to... Like, I'm not being funny. Do you think in any way, shape or form Newcastle are signing João Pedro if Isak is staying? And they got rejected by João Pedro, didn't they? João Pedro turned Newcastle down to go to Chelsea, to be Chelsea's starting centre-forward, effectively. So, in what world do you think João Pedro would have gone to Newcastle if Isak's staying? It isn't happening. It isn't happening. Newcastle aren't like Chelsea, they're skint. If they're signing João Pedro, it's because they know Isak's going, and they're doing what Spurs did many years ago, which is getting their ducks in a row, getting their house in order before they accept an offer, a big offer, for Alexander Isak, and that's what's going to happen, I promise you. That guy, Jack562... Why can't we sign Gyökeres? Who? Why can't we sign Gyökeres? You are signing Gyökeres? He's shite. Monster on a motorbike. Have you seen the fixtures? Gateshead away. First game of the season for Southend. Bloody hell. It's a bit of a scutch, isn't it? It's a bit of a mooch. I am Crute. Would Man United fans be happy with Aubameyang coming in? He's better than Vardy or DCL. No, I think you'd rather have Calvert-Lewin than Aubameyang. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin. Oh, do you know what? Even Vardy. Vardy's 39, but I think Vardy would give you more. I actually think Vardy would score more than Aubameyang at this moment in time. Matty Cartwright, do you think Elanga's a good signing? Elanga is definitely a good signing, yeah. Elanga is a very good signing. But you've said no chance Isak's going. Isak is... Mate, I'm telling you he's going. I am telling you he is going. It's absolutely certain. Daniel, do you think Chelsea lied to Delap about being the #1 striker? Did they definitely say that to him? We don't know that that's the case, do we? Like, he might be coming in with the ambition to be a #1 striker. And we know that João Pedro can sometimes drift wide and whatever, but generally speaking, it's going to be, I think, Nicholas Jackson's time to move on, isn't it? He's not... Nicholas Jackson to Newcastle could work, honestly. Nicholas Jackson to Newcastle would be a great replacement for Isak. That might be something that happens in time. Kieran, not being funny, but England's final third is terrible. Oh my God, and just as you say that, it's 2-0. It's 2-0 right on half-time. It's an absolute screamer from Stanway. 2-0. What a goal. What an absolute screamer. 2-0. Oh, absolute worldie, that. Caught that beautifully. It didn't take a deflection. The keeper just couldn't get down to it. A wonderful goal. Wonderful goal. Matty, we're in the Champions League. If we sell Isak, we'd need to bring in 2 strikers. Won't happen. No, mate, you've got Asula. You've got Asula. So you've got Asula. You definitely don't need 2 strikers if you've got Asula. So you've got Asula started playing really well in the under-21s as well. The under-21 Denmark Championship, he was fantastic. Scored quite a few. He watched that tournament. So yeah, I think that's... Because given that you only play with 1 centre-forward, you'll probably end up... Eddie doesn't trust Asula enough to be backup striker. Mate, I think that's going to change after this summer. Asula's been playing really well for the Danes at the under-21s, and I think there'd be interest in him. If he was only going to be 3rd choice, where there's only 1 position available, he's not going to get a kick all season. He'd be going out on loan, wouldn't he? He'd be going out on loan, because there's no way Newcastle keep him unless they're planning to switch to a 4-4-2. or honestly, that makes no sense. Asula would be going out on loan if they had any chance at all of getting 2 strikers. The fact that Newcastle bid for João Pedro tells you everything you need to know. Isak is 1,000,000% leaving. 1,000,000%. At half time, it's England 2, Netherlands 0. What a fantastic start for Serena Wiegman's ladies, and the Lionesses are cruising to 3 points here. 2 great goals as well. 2 great goals. Stanway and James. Well, James was the first. An absolute worldie from just outside the box. And Stanway, an absolute worldie from just outside the box. Great goal. Both of them. Alex, what do you look like without the filter? No filter, mate, believe it or not. I don't know how you put filters on TikTok. I don't know how you put filters on YouTube. Go and have a look at me on YouTube. I'm exactly the same. Just as ugly on both. Ornstein just tweeted that United are appointing ahead of recruitment, so it's about time. FM, no casuals, just need that Lithuanian team to beat Hamrun Spartans. I've got them as well, yeah. Kaunos Algiris. Yeah, we've got them. Or I've got them. Fayaz, Ella2 needs to be starting every game for England. I am Crute. If Nicholas Jackson leaves, is he the best possible option for Man United? Would he even go? I think so, yeah. I think so. Daniel, some good talent on show today. Ben Twiss, Gyökeres is going to be like 12-13 Mitchu next season against the bottom 8 teams. And then, like Mitchu, any other season against everyone else. Yeah. He's not... I don't even think he's a stat padder. Honestly, he's not going to be that good. I think 12 to 15 Premier League goals, absolute maximum, is all you're getting out of Viktor Gyökeres next season. Daniel, would you like to see the Lionesses have a different badge? Not particularly. I mean, if they wanted a different badge, they could have a different badge, but I'm not really too fussed. Not fluffed. Daniel, do you think Isak only has one destination should he move? I think there's probably only one team that could drop 120 million plus on him right now, and that's Liverpool. Yeah. I don't think that Real Madrid could or would. Yeah, Chelsea, City, they're not in a place to do so. Arsenal, they seem to be pushing on with Viktor Gyökeres, and I would have thought that they would have been one of the main sort of culprits going for him. So no, I think Liverpool are certainties. Barcelona maybe, but again, they're struggling in terms of cash and all that. It's really difficult. So yeah, for me, I think Liverpool are maybe the only contenders. Fires, Nicholas Jackson would beg to come to United. Looks like Retegui is gone to Alcadia, says I am Crute. Very sad about that. Retegui's a great young player, you know. Well, he's not young anymore, really, but he's a great player. Andy G, Hotspurs, Paris or Madrid. I'm not watching it tonight, mate. I'm not watching it. I am watching Shelbourne against Linfield. We've got the Champions League back tonight. We're doing a watch along in the Champions League tonight. A proper game, proper competition. None of this Club World Cup nonsense. We're doing a proper game tonight. Get over to YouTube, Premier League Dad. Go and check us out. Go and give us a follow and a subscribe. We're live every single day, and we're doing Shelbourne against Linfield, the Irish derby tonight. In the Champions League qualifying, first round, first leg. Let me know what you're thinking. Fayaz, how good do you think Victor Osimhen is? I think he's better than he should be going to Galatasaray for 70 million quid. I think he's too good to be going to them. Very much too good to go to them, but good luck to him. Obviously, maybe it's a lifestyle thing. Maybe it's a lifestyle thing and he just wants to go there for that reason. Coos, thoughts on Sunderland's business? Very, very impressed by Sunderland's business. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how Sunderland do next season. I'm a big fan of Mayenda. Intrigued to see how Rigg gets on in the Premier League, and Ballard too. Hopeful that you sign someone like Cresswell, because I think that could be a difference maker to have a centre-back with a bit more experience there. So yeah, Charlie Cresswell's one that's been linked with Sunderland. He would be a phenomenal signing. Yeah, brilliant. But yeah, what's my prediction for Madrid tonight? I would say it's going to be Real Madrid to win 2-1, and I'm saying that just on the basis that they are the fresher. They are the fresher of the two teams. I don't necessarily think they're the better of the two, but they are the fresher, aren't they? They've not played maybe as many games as PSG. PSG's season went on for longer. So yeah, they're knackered, PSG, and I think Real Madrid will take advantage of that. Daniel, have you watched Rios from Colombia play? Thoughts? I haven't watched too much of Rios from Palmeiras. I've seen little bits, but not too much. I know that Man United and various others have been linked with him. I think Lazio, or was it Roma? Italian team heavily linked with him this morning as well. Daniel, is it a playoff or a qualifier this evening? It's effectively the same thing, isn't it? Playoff and qualifier. What's the difference between the two? Yeah, it's termed as a first round qualifying tie. That's what they call it. Champions League first round qualifying. So it's the first leg in the first round of the qualifying. And there's 3 qualifying rounds. So we're going to be watching lots and lots of Champions League football, lots and lots of Europa League football, lots and lots of Conference League football over the next month before the Premier League season starts. I am live every single day. We've even got Carabao Cup football this month, would you believe? In July, we're watching the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup qualifiers start in July. How good's that? We're watching Barnet against Newport later this month in the Carabao Cup. That's a proper, actual Carabao Cup game. Fayaz, who do you think will have a better chance of staying up, Leeds or Sunderland? Sunderland for sure at this moment in time. I am Crute. Arsenal could have got Osimhen and Gyökeres. Played Gyökeres on the left, instead it's Madueke. Can't play Gyökeres wide left. He's not that player. But Osimhen would have been a much better signing. Joe, they need experience. No kidding. Just signed a dinger from Brighton. Yeah, again, that's not... I don't think that's a game-changing signing, but... Daniel, how are the two Irish teams drawn against each other? They're not Irish well, they are, of course they're Irish, but Shelbourne is League of Ireland, which is Republic of Ireland, and Linfield is NIFL, which is Northern Irish Football League. So Republic of Ireland against Northern Ireland in the Champions League. That's what we're watching tonight. Shelbourne against Linfield. Make sure you've gone over to YouTube, give us a follow and a subscribe on that link there, right? Premier League Dad, go and check it out. Plus, follow me on Twitter. I keep saying this to people. I've got like 5,500 people subbed on YouTube. I've got 3,500 or so on TikTok. Sorry, I've got like 150 people. Follow me on X. I'm lonely. Come and help a brother out. Ben, walking past a dog shit bin. The sticky hot English weather is certainly character building. Jesus Christ, Ben. Kieran, did you hear anything about Liverpool playing Preston? I know the game's going ahead. Other than that, no, I've not heard anything else, but it is going ahead. Fayaz, what place do you think Man United will get this season? What place do I think United get this season? 9th or 10th? Yeah. Maybe. I can't see him getting any higher than that. They could finish a bit lower. I think they could end up in a spiral again, and maybe they sack Hammer in before Christmas or just after, around that time, and then they get someone else in and go again. I could see something like that happening with United, but I can't see him dominating and going, I don't think they go anywhere near the top 7, put it that way. I think Spurs do well. I think Spurs are going to kick on and probably get close to finishing in European places again. Coos, do you think Forest will finish higher than United? No, I don't think they will. I think there's a good chance, actually, that Forest maybe finish below United, but do all right in the Europa League. That might be Forest's best chance of getting back in Europe next year, is maybe winning the Europa League. That wouldn't be terrible. The Culture, Gahey representatives in Newcastle today. So I heard I'm not going to say it's a source. I'm not going to say it's a source because I'm not going to say that I know anything or I've got a special contact or anything like that before anyone starts going off. But I will say this. Right? There is a possibility, because it's been done in the past, right, where Liverpool have strategically targeted players that they know other teams want, right? Strategically targeted players that they know other teams want in order to try and get a player from this team, right? If you're following me. It has happened before. There's evidence of it in the past with Liverpool. We've done it many, many times. Recently as well under Edwards. It's a very strategic thing that we do in these negotiations, right? And I have heard, I'm not sourced, I'm not in the know, there's nothing, I've just heard this from a person that I trust, right? That the rumours of Gay to Liverpool are actually unfounded. I didn't know anything about that, the culture about him being, his representatives being up in Newcastle. I've heard nothing about that until you just said it. But I was assured that there's nothing in the Gay thing, and it's actually just a conversation from Liverpool to Palace. They said it was strategic. They said it was like chess. It was like 4D chess from Michael Edwards, right, and Richard Hughes. Now, if indeed Liverpool have got Gay by the short and curlies, right, and we've got him enticed, he wants to come to Anfield, and we then go to Newcastle and we say, listen, play ball with us for Alexander Isak, and we'll just step back from Mark Gay. Smart, innit? I'm telling you, that might happen. That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. Check it out. Mark Gay to Newcastle, Liverpool get Isak, and Liverpool go after a different centre-back. The culture, that ain't happening. We'll just go and get Scalvini. Maybe Liverpool get Scalvini. Like I said, might not happen, I don't know, but I've just been informed. I've been reliably informed that the Liverpool to Gay to Liverpool rumours are part of a bigger plan, and he's not actually going to come to Liverpool. Maybe, again, I could be wrong on that one. Or rather, I'm not wrong because I'm not claiming to know anything about it, just that the person who I spoke to, who does have connections, in fairness. Not great connections, but does have connections. Culture, if Isak was leaving, he'd be gone by now. No, I don't think so. Why do you think that? Why do you think he'd be gone by now? Sure, do you not subscribe to the thinking that Newcastle would get their business done before they let him go? Like, there would be pandemonium if Newcastle sold Isak now with no centre forward. There would be absolute panic. It would be absolute chaos. Newcastle fans would be going nuts. They would be losing their minds. If you'd have brought João Pedro in, and then you'd sold Isak, maybe a little bit less of a concern. We wouldn't wait till the end of the summer. We're not saying wait till the end of the summer, but maybe the end of July, maybe mid-August. There's still another 4 to 6 weeks of it to get done. Easily. And it gives you time to get your ducks in a row, to get your house in order. And that is exactly what I think will happen. Newcastle will go and get their business done, get it done, secure the players they want. Maybe Gay will be one of them. And then Liverpool will come in with a nice tidy offer and Isak will come. That's what will happen. Kingsloth, Liverpool will get Isak and Newcastle will get Calvert-Lewin. Maybe, yeah, possibly. Might not be the worst thing. The culture literally just signed his national teammate who he helped talk into it. How do you know that? How? What? Because they're both Swedish. That's a mad statement. He helped talk him into it. I am absolutely certain that Elanga didn't choose to move his family from Nottingham Forest up to Newcastle and sign for a completely different club, commit to a big long contract off the basis of a conversation with his teammate, who he's not played all that often with, by the way. He's played more with other Newcastle players. You know, he's not going to be moving up north for the sake of a conversation with Alexander Isak. I think if he knows Alexander Isak well enough, he knows he's off Agent Isak. Ben, watching United do business is comical. If it was us after Big Brian, the deal would have been wrapped up by now. Every optic attached to United gives off such a poor impression. Well, it also suggests that they're just doing it to conserve money. Have you seen the announcement today that Manchester United are not doing the traditional... It's a pre-season tradition that they give gifts. They bring gifts to pre-season games. They're not doing that anymore. They're not doing it anymore. And there's been surprise and shock. It's been the news has been greeted with shock because it's been such a long-held tradition at Manchester United that they've done this, and other teams and other clubs are viewing it as a cost-cutting measure, cost-cutting exercise. Nostalgia Bunker, Isak offered 3 packs of Swedish fish for him to come. Do you know what? Right, so I bought some of that. The surströmming Swedish Baltic herring, it's called, isn't it? Surströmming, that fish. That's oh. And I bought it, or rather I didn't buy it. Someone else I know bought it for me because they knew I was planning to start a YouTube channel, and they said, "Oh, you could do this. I've seen these videos, you know, people go viral on them and stuff. You can use this. You can get them like smelly Swedish fish, and you can open them on camera and do all that." And I said, "Oh no, it's not really my thing. Thank you though." And literally, I got this tin of surströmming, and it basically sat in my fridge for months. Like I couldn't bring myself to open it. In the end, I just threw it away, which I know was probably not the nicest thing to do, given it was a present. It was a gift, but it was there was no way I was going to eat it. There's absolutely no way I was going to eat it. So, hey, there you go. Right, we're off for the second half here now. We're off and underway in Switzerland. England 2, Netherlands 0. The Lionesses cruising to 3 points. Briley, it's 2-0. It's 2-0. Will.i.am, yes mate, what a goal by Georgia Stanway for England, to be fair. Ostermorg, have you heard the Mbappe reports? Kanate has talked him into it. Unpopular opinion, says Jackson, Man United qualify for the Champions League. You don't believe that. You don't believe that. Nobody believes that. Daniel, if Gyökeres scores more than 10 goals, you should eat surströmming. I'm not eating surströmming. No chance. Daniel, triple change by the Netherlands. Thoughts? Well, I saw that they'd brought on... I'm going to try and pronounce the name. Berenstein. It's only 2 changes, it's not 3. It's only 2 on here. Yeah, Berenstein. Lineth Berenstein of Wolfsburg. She's got a decent record for the national team. Yeah, very, very decent record for the national team. She's obviously our thumbnail cover as well on YouTube. If you're watching, we have Lineth Berenstein on our YouTube thumbnail for this game. Ball floated in. Good claim from the keeper. Very, very good claim. Briley, how you feeling, bro? So. Yeah, better than I was. But still a bit naff, to be honest. Nostalgia Bunker, United might qualify for the Championship, but not sure about the Champions League. Yeah, I think it's ambitious to say the Champions League. I would say that's ambitious too. Okay. Obviously, Carlo Ancelotti being sentenced to 1 year in prison as well. Everyone's really, really surprised by that news, given he's just signed for Brazil as the national team manager, where there's no extradition treaty. So, sorry, I think what's happened there is his lawyers have gone, listen, you need to get out of Spain. You need to get out of Spain and you need to go to somewhere in the world that doesn't have an extradition treaty. Otherwise, you are going to jail. The chances are you're going to go to jail. So, yeah, he's going to be effectively an international criminal at this point, Carlo Ancelotti, while they appeal. And Jordan Henderson's a free agent now as well. That's an interesting one. Jordan Henderson to Sunderland. I think that'd be a great signing. England, chance. Over to the far side here. England pushing for a third. Good ball in. Must be. It is. It's 3. It's 3. Oh, she's offside. Oh. What a shame. That'd have been a great goal, that, as well. It was a wonderful cross from the left-hand side. Brilliant cross. Centre-back got nowhere near it. And I think it was Russo with the header. She's not offside on the first one. She's definitely not offside on the first one. No issues at all with that. That's fine. And then the ball comes in from the second. She's on! She's onside! That's a goal! This is gonna stand. This is gonna stand. It's gonna be 3-0, this. Goal check. I'm gonna give it. What? What? Excuse me? Oh, she is going to check it. I thought she'd held her hand up. No, she has. Why is she saying no goal for that? How is that? She not even checking it? Is she not even checking it? Oh, that is ridiculous. Honestly, they've given the goal on BBC One. It's saying 3-0 in the top corner. It's saying 3-0 on mine, but the goal is not given. I can't believe that. She's onside. She is miles onside. In what way is that not... I can't believe that. I absolutely can't believe that. Ostermorg in a World Cup year as well. Does he miss the World Cup? I don't know. Look, I think they'll probably hope over the next 12 months to try and get some sort of an appeal process or some sort of... His lawyers will have it all in charge, but I'm sure that it was very, very strategic to say, listen, get yourself to Brazil. Get yourself to Brazil. We'll try and negotiate a deal with you to become the Brazil manager, because that suits all parties. You can go and live in Brazil for a year, and you're not going to be getting extradited. Ostermorg, aren't Lyon back in Liga? Yes, they are. They're back in Liga. Crystal Palace are not in the Europa League. They are in the Conference League. Daniel, he would have got a suspended sentence like Messi. What's gone on there? Russo is too good and doesn't get caught offside. Honestly, I can't believe that wasn't given. That is like flabbergasting. I can't believe they have not given that goal. It was so obviously a goal as well. It wasn't offside. It was never offside. Who was offside? Because the ball got played in. And the Dutch defender headed it. So it can't be offside. It's the next phase of play. It's not. It's just there's no way she's offside. Watch it back. Watch it back. The only person who was offside when the ball was first crossed in, the ball got crossed in, and the Dutch defender touched it. That means she's not offside. It was a deliberate playing of the ball, which means she's not offside. It's a second phase of play then. Second phase of play. There's no way that goal should have been ruled out. No way at all. Briley, I love the word flabbergasted. Luke, it'll be 0.5 millimetre off on automated offside, maybe the first ball. It wasn't. I'm telling you, she was comfortably onside. The only way that I can see it is that they've determined that when the ball was first crossed in, the person who took it, Greenwood, was offside. But that's what I'm saying. Her, I don't think that she was offside because the Dutch defender actually consciously plays the ball. She jumps and headers it. So once that happens, there you go, here we go. Watch it back. Right, okay, yeah, number 6, offside. Hang on a second. Number 6 is offside. Yeah. But even Serena Wiegman's like, how? She's played it. The Dutch defender has played it. It's a completely new phase. It's a completely new phase of play. If the Dutch defender didn't mean to touch it, it doesn't matter. Then she is offside. But because she did, she deliberately jumped and headed the ball, and it went off her head. At that point, she's not offside. The ball wasn't even played to her anyway. It was played to another English player who was onside. But honestly, that's mad. That is a proper miscarriage of justice now. If England don't win this game, that is absolutely out of order. And the Dutch are coming forward here. Big chance. Good shot. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner. Corner to the Dutch. Corner to the Dutch. Defender played it because the England player is there. Yeah, but not that England player. I just see, again, to me, I don't think you can have that as offside. I don't think you can have that as offside. And I don't think the rules afford that as offside. In the laws, you're probably right, but I think it's a bit... There you go, maybe it is a bad law, but for me, in the laws, she's definitely not. I'm not watching, so I'm commenting blind. Okay, fair enough. Okay. It reminds me a little bit of the... wasn't there an Everton and Liverpool goal in a Merseyside derby? It was a Liverpool... I'm sure it was the... Might have been the Jota goal, actually. It might have been the Jota goal. I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago. Everton and Liverpool. And they were claiming that there was a... Yeah, I can't remember. It was something like that, though. The defender didn't deliberately play it. Something like that. Lisha, nice to hear my name on the Twitter clip. Mama, I made it. Right, it's going to be a corner again here to the Netherlands. Ball whipped into the far post, cleared away by England yet again. It's better. It's much better. Briley, Rashford has returned to training. He's training alone though, isn't he? He's training alone at the minute. Yeah, saw that. I saw that he was training, but he's training alone. Not a good look, I don't think. Lisha, how have you been anyway, Key? I'm still, you probably can tell, I'm a little bit bunged up. I've still got a bit of man flu and just, yeah, generally a bit rubbish, a bit crappy. I've got a scratchy sore throat and... Yeah, I'm not good. Not good. Yeah. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I've had a rough few nights. I've definitely slept crap for the last few nights, and I think my little girl gave it me, to be honest. So I'm blaming her to an extent. Has that Scouse fever been going round again? I'm not Scouse. Can't be. I don't even sound more Scouse when I'm ill. Scouse fever. Netherlands floated over to the far side. Chance here. Oh, it's gone all the way out for a goal kick. Really unlucky. FM No Casuals. There's been a goal in the Lithuanian capital. But who for, Chris Kamara? It's Zalgiris. Yes, Zalgiris are 1-0 up against Hamrun. Hamrun Spartans, get in the bin. We are all Zalgiris. You support Liverpool, so you can catch it. I can catch Scouse fever, I guess, yeah. Scouseitis. Briley, St Helens is Merseyside, in it. Yes, it is Merseyside. Yeah, it is. But I'm considered a wool, or a woolly back is what they call people from kind of just outside Liverpool. That's what I fall into, that bracket. So yeah, I'm a wool. Chance for England must be. Oh, she missed it. And it is 3. That time it's going to count. That time it's going to count. And it's 3-0. It's Lauren James yet again. Now there's justice. Now there's justice. 3-0 to England. The points are wrapped up. 3 goals, 3 points. Lauren James with 2. I've got to say, it should be 4, really. I can't let that goal go from earlier. But a ball played in from the right-hand side. Really poor from... Is it Russo on the far side? Is it Russo? No, Russo doesn't. Russo gets the first touch. Might have been a claim for a handball there, but the ball falls on the penalty spot. It's a bit of a scrappy one. The ball falls to Lauren James on the penalty spot, miles of space, and she just smashes it into the bottom corner. Wonderful finish, again with her left foot into the far corner. No chance for the keeper. 2 in 2 for Lauren James. 2 in this game. 2 in less than an hour. It's a great performance. And the Lionesses are 3-0 up. 3-0 up. Lisha, not a doctor, but top on your paracetamol for the fever and honey tea for the scratchy throat. Yeah, I think we have got some honey in. I'm sure we've got honey in downstairs. Got some Manuka. Some Manuka honey. My sister-in-law works in... I won't say the name, but she works in a well-known high street, like supplements shop. So we tend to get a lot of the nice supplements. I would never confirm that, Luke, but yeah, she works there, and we get the employee discount quite a bit. And she does well. She does well. We have lots of supplements. Did you hear Ancelotti got arrested? Yes. Well, he's not got arrested. No, he's in Brazil, isn't he? He's just been sentenced to a year by the Spanish government, and his legal team will be working on Woolworths. Yeah, Woolies, Ethel Austin's, Pound Stretcher. I'm trying to think of other places that have gone out of business. Has Pound Stretcher gone out? HMV. Trying to think of retailers long since past. Christ, that could have been a little short, a little clip, just talking ex-retailers. What was I saying? Yeah, Ancelotti, he's been sentenced to a year. I think his legal team will probably end up getting it suspended, and it might mean that he just can't go back to Spain unless he pays a significant amount, or he has to pay a significant amount in fines, and he's banned from living in Spain or something like that. It might be something like that, and he won't be that bothered by that, I guess. Onye, Pound Stretcher used to be around my area. I think they've rebranded the name though. Okay, thoughts on Gabriel Obertan? He was better for Newcastle than he was for United. Michael Woolworths. Woolies Pick and Mix. Do you remember Woolies Pick and Mix? It's turning into a nostalgia channel, this. Yeah, Woolies was great. That was back in the day when you actually had, like, you used to just get the Argos catalogue out for Christmas. Do you remember that? You used to just circle stuff for your mum and dad. Just, there you go, this is what I want. Go and sort that out for me. Onye, what happened to Ancelotti, Key? He's been found guilty of hiding his income in Spain, and because he's been found guilty of hiding his income, which meant he's not paid anywhere near as much tax as he should have done, and hiding your income and to not pay tax is effectively fraud, which means he's been found guilty of fraud and he's been sentenced to a year in prison by the Spanish government. Of course, he's now working in Brazil, which doesn't have an extradition treaty, so they're not going to send him back to Spain to face charges. He can live out his days in Brazil as an international criminal as far as they're concerned. So I think what's going to happen is he'll stay in Brazil, and over the next 12 months, he won't be able to leave the country, really. Because if he goes to another country, there's a very good chance that there's Spanish officials waiting there to escort him onto a plane back to Spain to face charges. It might not be that serious. I mean, but they'll probably end up getting it suspended, kind of like Messi did. Messi faced similar charges. Lots of players who live in Spain and earn lots of money, they face similar charges. And usually the legal teams, they get it suspended with a big fine. You know, we won't do it again. Here's a big chunk of money. If we do it again, then you can, fur cop sort of thing. Figueroa at Wigan was unreal. This year, the good old Woolworths. Blockbuster. Oh, Blockbuster video was fantastic. BHS, yeah, BHS. BHS used to have the funny carpets, didn't they? Like they used to. I don't know if that stands in your memory, but it does in mine. BHS always had funny carpets. And Toys R Us. Jeffrey the Giraffe at Toys R Us. It's a magical place, we're on our way there. I'm not going to do that, but it's what an unbelievable advert that was at Christmas. If that didn't get your jollies at Christmas, if that didn't get you all bouncing at Christmas, I don't know what did. Onye, didn't Ronaldo have something to do with taxes a few years ago? Yeah, Ronaldo's had a few issues like that. It's Luke, probably not much in-person scouting for Ancelotti then. No, I don't think so. I think he'll be staying in his he'll be staying in his Brazil mansion. Jake, Belly's Gonna Get You was the best advert. That was Reebok, that, wasn't it? Yeah. Belly's gonna get you. It's well and truly got me. England pushing forward here again. Chance at the edge of the box. If she can finish it. And she has done. What a finish. It's 4-0. It's 4-0. It's an absolute screamer. That's a great goal. Again, left-footed. Ball comes to her on the right foot. Takes a touch. Kind of holds off the defender. Really, really good play. Really, really smart play. And just is she onside? She is. She's fine. She's onside. It's a lovely, lovely finish. Yeah, absolute screamer from Ella Toon, that one. Takes it on her right, holds off the defender, just about wiggles away, and left-footed, bottom corner. No chance for the keeper. 4-0 England. This is the Euros back on track. This is the Euros back on track. Yeah, good performance. Very good performance from England, this. Really smart. 4-0 up. You'll love to see it. Again, a brief reminder, if you are planning to stay with us later on, we are live for the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League, in little over an hour. Shelbourne against Linfield. Shelbourne of the League of Ireland and Linfield of the Northern Irish Football League, the NIFL. Two Irish teams competing in the Champions League, first round qualifier, first leg. So it's going to be a really interesting game. Looking forward to it. Big derby, effectively, isn't it? Republic of Ireland nation against a League of Ireland. Republic of Ireland up against Northern Ireland, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be kicking off at 7:45, so we'll be live for that one. Lauren James has gone off for England. She's applauded, standing ovation as well from the stands. She's gone off. She's going to take the long walk round the pitch. And Chloe Kelly's come on. Scouser, Chloe Kelly. Jake Toon considering stalling the Trafford deal till the end of the season and going for Wissa or Watkins. Well, you wouldn't need to do that, would you? If you just sold Alexander Isak to us, you could go and get them all. You could go and get them all then. You don't need to do all this like balancing. Oh, we can't spend this much here because we need to keep the. Just, we'll give you 120. You can go spend. Be like a kid in a sweet shop. Go and get Trafford. Go and get Wisser and Watkins if you want. Go and get them both. Treat yourself. On us. It's on us. No problem. Just have to give us Alexander. But yeah, if you are coming back, make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed and all that. And yeah, get over to YouTube as well. Get over to YouTube. Stop watching me on TikTok. Get over to YouTube. It's better on YouTube. Ball in from the left-hand side. England chance. Cleared away. This year, remember C and A and D2. No, I think they were maybe, I don't know if a touch before my time or if I just I wasn't really aware of them. FC UK, FC UK and Cool Water is all we used to wear basically. And Dupe. Do you remember Dupe? I know we're talking about aftershaves now, but yeah, Dupe, Cool Waters, Davidoff Cool Waters, and FC UK. Pour femme. FC UK, Jesus Christ, Key. Kieran, this game isn't staying 4-0, I'm saying 6-0. It might well be, yeah. Might well be. Briley, Rashford to Barca, possibly. Yeah, possibly. It's looking like he's going to have to move. Jake, why is it better here, Key? You know it. You know it's better here. You know it's better on YouTube. Miles better. Lauren James holding an ice pack to her face here. Got 20 minutes to go here now. Russell's got 3 assists today. 3 assists. Some going. Lisha, you'll remember JJB, of course I remember JJB. Yeah, JJB, definitely. JGB Sports was the one. Jake, I'm away on holiday and took a bottle of Davidoff with me. A Hugo Boss bottled night. It's not really I like Paco Rabanne now. I'm exclusively... Paco Rabanne Ultraviolet was the one back in the day, but now I like Alien. I like Paco Rabanne Alien. Do you know the robot? I like that. Yeah. Briley, not that long ago, he scored 30 goals. I know, yeah. This year, not hit boomer status yet. It was Tammy Girl, wasn't it? I wouldn't really remember that because that was girl stuff. Bay trading, I think I remember vaguely. Yeah. Quick save. Oh, it might have been Phantom actually. It's not Phantom. It's not Alien. It's Phantom, innit? It's Paco Rabanne Phantom. I think it's that. Yeah, Phantom, not Paco Rabanne Alien. Don't know why I got Alien. To be honest, I remember going to... Where was we now? I can't remember where it was. I think it was when we was in the Maldives. Or we flew to Abu Dhabi. Me and our kid. we flew to the I was flying to the Maldives, different story, but I flew to the Maldives, and I was with my big brother in Abu Dhabi airport, and we bought some Creed. It was like a one-off sort of expensive purchase. This Milsim Imperial Creed, but it was like a, I don't know, limited edition. Like, it was a big bottle, and that was beautiful. I just can't I couldn't afford that again. Kieran, would you say that players get injured more in matches or in training? I don't know. That's an interesting question, I guess. I would imagine training, because you do more of it. So maybe training, yeah. Jake, Phantom was AI generated, was top 12 testers, chose 1, the 13th was Phantom. Really? Hints of rhubarb. This year, my personal favourites were TJUs, Peacocks, Quench, Wilco, Bangers. Briley, I were Fahrenheit. Nice. Well, it's turned into an aftershave live. Oh, come on. Why is it? Oh, there you go. Camera's fixed now. I don't know why. Yeah, no idea why it's shaped as a robot. But because it was AI. Last 15 minutes here. Are the women, the Lionesses, going to be able to do better, to get more? I don't think they are. I think 4-0's plenty. To be honest, I think they've been really, really unlucky to just be on 4-0. I mean, they definitely had 1 goal ruled out for nothing. Kieran, just a random question. Nobody's man. I think you probably mean Creed Aventus. No, not Creed Aventus. No, there's loads of different creeds. This one was called Creed Milsim Imperial. And it was honestly, it was like 500 quid. 500 quid plus, I think, for a bottle. And it was a big bottle. And it came in like a decanter as well. It had like a diamond lid. And you had to... It was one of them where you don't like... You know, you don't... It didn't have a spray on the top of it. This wasn't... It was even posher than that. Even for a St. Helens lad like me. It was one of them where you rolled it like a whiskey bottle, and then you took this diamond thing off the top and like put that on your neck or whatever you was putting it on, you know what I mean? It's proper good swag. Good swag. So yeah, Milsim Imperial, I think it was. Creed Milsim Imperial. 100% matches, Kieran, more intensity. Right, okay. Nice. Like it. The culture, what do you think of Trafford? Is he England's next number 1? Yeah, probably. Probably. There's not really a massive queue forming for that, is there? Doesn't really feel like there's a huge queue forming for the next England number 1. It doesn't really feel like there's a huge wealth of great young English keepers coming through. Obviously, Beadle is maybe one that's looked at. He's gone to Birmingham this summer. But, yeah... Trafford seems to be the best of a very limited bunch. Chance. Netherlands very nearly getting one back there. It was a good opportunity. Again, it was... it's offside. Louis Vuitton imagination is amazingly beautiful. The culture, not seen much of him, but looks like he's signing for us. Is he good with his feet? No, not really. Not really. From what I've seen of him for England and a little bit for Burnley, he's all right. Like, I don't think he's bad with his feet. He's not quite Aaron Ramsdale. But I think if Newcastle are planning to play out from the back, I think there'll be... He's probably an upgrade on Pope in terms of ball at his feet. Yeah, there you go. Surely better than Pope. Yeah, I think Pope's a little bit more laboured, isn't he? So he's probably better than that. Don't forget Butland. Behave yourself, Butland. I think it'd be Dean Henderson, if anything. And Dean Henderson's like, what, 28? 29 maybe now? So he's not that much younger than Jordan Pickford, to be honest. Tristers, Jamie Vardy to join the famous Glasgow Rangers and put Celtic in their place this coming season. We're watching Rangers in a couple of weeks. We've got Rangers home and away. We're doing Rangers against Panathinaikos in the Champions League. Second round qualifier. First leg's at Ibrox. Second leg back in Greece. We're going to be doing both of them games. Yeah. Butland will be playing in the Champions League, possibly, says Tristers. Well, hopefully so, mate. I'm going to be watching Rangers and rooting for them. One of our most viewed stream on this channel is a Rangers game. The Club Bruges friendly last week. Well over 10,000 people watching us live. It was massive. Yeah, it was great. Jake, can't be having Pope kicking the ball into the stands on a good counter-attack in the Champions League. It would be an eyesore. Tristers may come too soon. New players need to gel. Yeah, I think you'll get past Panathinaikos for what it's worth. I think, big night under the lights at Ibrox. I think you can get past Panathinaikos. They're no great shakes. There's only really Facundo Pellistri from his time at United, and Tete, you might remember he was at Leicester for a spell. I've just seen we've got a Leicester fan in the chat. Yeah, there's a couple of players there that you might remember, but beyond that, Panathinaikos are a pretty average side, and I think Rangers. I don't think you're miles better. We watched the Bruges friendly was a little bit alarming, but once you get a few players back, I do think that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Rangers Panathinaikos, and I'm rooting for you, mate. I really am rooting for you. LCFC JV9. I'm a Leicester fan. How do you think Leicester will get on next season, and who do you think you're going to get as your manager as well? Obviously, Steve Cooper is being rumoured to get back in management very, very soon. Who was it he was being linked with the other day? Who was it he was being linked with? I can't remember who he was being linked with. That's why I brought it up, because obviously he managed you last season. Steve Cooper. No, I know he got sacked by him, but that was why I mentioned it, because I saw a report yesterday saying Steve Cooper set for him like a quick return to management, and I couldn't remember who it was. I know he was linked with the Borough job. That was a while ago though. But yeah, in terms of Leicester, who do you want? Who do you want managing Leicester? Chance for England again. Oh, good save from the Dutch keeper. I think maybe Russo should have done better there. Maybe should have done a bit better, but she got it on target if nothing else. So it's still half decent, still good going. Jake, are you streaming the Celtic Newcastle match on the 19th, Key? No, I don't think, up to this point, I don't think so. I think, let me double check, the 19th, it's a Saturday, isn't it? Celtic Newcastle's at 3 o'clock. We could do, Yeah, we could do, maybe. The UEFA Women's Euros quarter-final is on, but it's only at 8 o'clock, so we could maybe do that, Celtic Newcastle. I'm game for that. There's a couple of friendlies on that day. I mean, there's United and Leeds, there's Celtic Newcastle, Reading against Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa are playing away at Hansa Rostock. But yeah, Celtic Newcastle, maybe 3 o'clock on the 19th of July. I could maybe be invested in that. I could be persuaded. The Culture, have you seen much of Jack Radoni from Coventry? Yes, yeah, he had a great end to the season. Very, very good player. I don't know if he would maybe be tempted by a move into the Premier League. I mean, there was rumours certainly with Sunderland, wasn't there? Yeah, he had a good end to the season. I do think he's better off staying at Coventry, though, to be really honest. We've been linked with him to replace Longstaff. Newcastle? No, he's not that player anyway. He's not Longstaff. He's more of a... Radoni's maybe more of an Odegaard. Maybe more of an Odegaard, a Wirtz, kind of arriving late in the box, playing between the lines in the final third. That's not Longstaff. That's surprising. It's really surprising if Newcastle were to end up getting him. Jake, big following on both sides. Could get some numbers. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I said, the Rangers game ended up getting effectively double the number of watch hours and the number of watch time that my second biggest ever stream did, which was the playoff final, the Oldham and Southend game. Oldham and Southend National League playoff final. That was our most watched stream until last weekend when we watched Club Brugge against Rangers, and it was just a friendly game. I didn't even think it would be that big, but that's mad. It's honestly mad. Some of these games, you never know. They throw out some surprises, some curveballs, and yeah, we was one of the very few channels on YouTube, I think, streaming that one. So I'm game. Look, I've done a Rangers pre-season friendly. I probably should do a Celtic pre-season one just so I don't get targeted. I don't want to seem like I'm picking a side. The Culture, apparently scouts were watching him end of the season and we didn't need a backup midfielder. Longstaff got limited minutes last season. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't consider him a midfielder per se. Amir Richardson too. See, Amir Richardson would be a better shout. Amir Richardson would be an exceptional shout for Newcastle. Yeah, I like that signing. I do like that signing. England coming forward here yet again. Cleared away by Netherlands. It's more likely to be England getting a fifth than Netherlands getting an equaliser here, I've got to say. Lisha, I just realised Vivian Miedema and Beth Mead go out. Did they really? Someone said that earlier. Was it you, Daniel, who said Miedema and Mead have started dating? Yeah, Miedema and Mead are dating. I didn't know that. Well, that'll have made today's game a little bit more interesting, won't it? We've got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left before the end of this one. And then we'll be back live at 7:30 for the Shelbourne against Linfield game in the Champions League. Woody, how did you meet your wife? How did I meet my wife? That's an interesting question. I met her at work, mate. The same way most people meet their partners is I met her at work. I'll be watching you, goat. Cheers, man. Cheers for the follow, mate. Thank you, CB7. England clear it away. And it's going to be a free kick to the Dutch. Free kick to the Dutch. Ball got played all the way back here. Cleared. Ooh, he's getting a little bit feisty now. Again, honestly, tackles flying in, and the ref finally puts a stop to play. I don't know why it's getting feisty now. You're 4-0 down, girls. You're 4-0 down now. Now's not the time to start leaving tackles, leaving studs. And she did. She just left a little bit on Greenwood there. I don't know who the Dutch player was there, but she definitely left a little bit on Greenwood. It's going to be a free kick to England anyway. Lisha, who's the most overlooked player in your eyes because of the team they were playing in? So you're talking about like not playing anymore. The most overlooked player. There's a lot of them, you know. There's a lot of them. A lot of underrated players over the years. I mean, from a Liverpool perspective, I think Jordan Henderson gets criminally underrated by our own fans a lot of the time, let alone, you know, from outside the club. He's not only one of our greatest captains, he's one of our greatest ever players, Henderson. Absolutely fabulous midfielder. He could do it all. He wasn't quite Steven Gerrard, and that's kind of held against him. He's never ever going to be anywhere close to Steven Gerrard, but he was a wonderful player. Michael, Kieran, do you think the Club World Cup will eventually surpass the Champions League, given that the Club World Cup has teams from around the globe and the prize money is on a bigger scale? No, mate, I think the Club World Cup, there's a very good chance it doesn't happen again after this. The view from La Liga, from the Premier League, from certainly from La Liga. La Liga's been the most vocal on it so far, but allegedly the Premier League feels the same way, and various other organisations around the world don't feel, but obviously aside from the Brazilian, you know, organisations and the Japanese associations, because they all benefit massively financially from it. But the Premier League, La Liga, they are absolutely against there being any more Club World Cups. They don't want it to happen anymore. Javier Tebas, the president of La Liga, came out and said his objective, his goal, is that there will be no more Club World Cups after this one. So, yeah, there might be a collective change to how Club World Cups are played after this one. Be interesting to see what happens, but no, I don't think it'll ever overtake the Champions League. And in part, it's because we've watched, you know, Bayern Munich against Auckland and Benfica against Auckland, and, you know, teams who are just Raja Casablanca and all that. You know, I know it's around the world and whatever, but these aren't teams that should have any business in an elite tournament. It's they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're semi-professional, and it just kind of makes a mockery of the tournament. Michael, surprised to see Chelsea reach the final, given the Brazilian teams have looked good, and Chelsea were not even in the last season's Champions League. Those Chelsea players won't have much of a mid-season break or rest, given that their season starts in mid-August. Very true. Yeah. Very, very true. Well, we got given 3 minutes of added time here. We're 2 minutes in, so we've only got 60 seconds left or so here. This shirt, no, I mean, because of how good the team they played in was, people don't rate him as good. Because of how good the team they played in was. I don't know, because usually it's the opposite, isn't it? Usually when a team's really, really good, players get overrated. You don't tend to have underrated players in a really good team. Yeah, you tend to get overrated players in really good teams. Right, we're into the last 20 seconds here. The Dutch desperate for the full-time whistle at this point. Oh, and they've just passed the ball straight out of play. It's been really poor from the Dutch today. It has been really, really poor. But a really, really top performance from England. And that is it. That is full-time. England 4, the Netherlands 0. England getting the Euro group stage campaign back on track. Absolutely fantastic. Great performance. And well done to the Lionesses. Michael, Kieran, are you covering PSG versus Real Madrid match later? No, Michael, I'm not. No, I'm not watching it. I have no interest in it. I am watching the Champions League instead, mate. I'm watching the UEFA Champions League in about 40 minutes' time. I'm going to be live at 7:30. If you're watching, if you're coming back, make sure you've given us a follow up here. Make sure you've gone over to YouTube and give us a like and a subscribe on there as well, Premier League Dad. I'm going to be live for Shelbourne of the League of Ireland against Linfield. of the NIFL in the Champions League first round qualifying tie. So yeah, Champions League's back. Proper football, proper club football. That's what it's about. None of this FIFA Club World Cup pre-season friendly nonsense. Proper competitive club football. That is what we're here for. That is what we'll be watching. Linfield away at Shelbourne. Shelbourne used to be managed by Damien Duff as well, by the way. You know, they're still in a little bit of crisis. Damien Duff walking out of Shelbourne literally 2 weeks ago, just before this fixture, in a cloud of uncertainty, that club. And yeah, Damien Duff, once of Chelsea, once of Blackburn, leaving Shelbourne in the lurch just before the big Champions League campaign got underway, which it does tonight in about 40 minutes. It kicks off at 7:45. I'll be live at 7:30. Shelbourne v Linfield. Join me, and I'll see you in about 40 minutes, 7:30. Take it easy.